Pat filling in for Alan Pearsall on Australia Overnight. And I've got a special guest on the line. It's Cris Popp. Hi there, Chris.
Hello, or should I say ha 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 ha?
That's right. Laughter. Nice start. I was going to say, because I'm filling in, I'm changing the rules just a little bit, Chris, where I'm thinking let's talk about laughter this weekend and the benefits of laughing, what makes you laugh, who makes you laugh, and you're a bit of an expert. So it's Cris Popp, the power of positive performance, speaking, facilitating and advice, it says on your business card. So what does that mean? What do you do, Chris?
Look, I go into organisations and help them create a great culture that keeps the staff feeling well and is really good for productivity. And one of the ways I do that, one of the main ways I do that, is by getting them to loosen up and laugh a bit, which often sounds like a bit of contradiction, but it does seem to help a lot of people and a lot of organisations.
Absolutely. Well, culture is everything. I think some people think it's a bit of a cliche these days, but if you get people thinking and feeling right at your workplace or anywhere, good things come from that, Chris.
Yep. Builds trust. It builds productivity. It's just a wonderful team builder. You know, a team of group of people that can laugh together. They're kind of gelling, and there's a higher degree of trust because, when you laugh, you do kind of expose yourself a little bit,
Yep.
And you have a laugh with someone else, they laugh back, and then you feel like you're on the same track, and it's really smooth.
So do you get on the stage and tell jokes, Chris? Is that what you do, and you make them laugh?
Well, good question, Pat. I actually don't tell the jokes. We do use some humour, but I actually do a form of laughter that's sort of laughing for no reason. And it came out of India, a doctor called Madan Kataria. He's in Bombay. And he was doing a lot of research around laughter, and he read about it and realised it had a whole lot of health benefits. And so I don't know if you've been to India, but often you'll see them in the parks in the morning doing all sorts of yoga exercises and stuff, 5, 6 in the morning. So
Yeah.
he goes down to the park with his, as he tells it, with his cook and his wife and the driver or something like that, and they start telling jokes, and people gather around and they're all sort of sharing jokes, etc., etc., and they're having a good laugh, and they feel back and they go home, and it's terrific, and they do that again the next day. Anyway, after about 2 weeks, a couple of the people, they're saying, oh, look, we're not going to come anymore because the jokes have run out, or they've gone stale, or we don't like them anymore. So
Yeah.
He goes home, and he has his version, his wife has a different version. He goes home and he wakes up in the middle of the night and he thinks, I know, why don't we laugh for no reason? And then he goes back the next day, and instead of telling the jokes, they just go through the motions of laughter. And I feel like I should do it on the radio, but I'll wait for your cue on that. And so he gets people to go through the motions of laughter, and they discover that it still feels really good, even without the jokes. Now, his wife's version is that it wasn't actually Madan's idea. It was her idea, and it comes from an ancient yoga tradition in India where you make the movements and the sounds of laughter. A little bit like this. Or however you like it. And even as I'm doing
what?
that, I'm...
Oh, yeah, I reckon I'm smiling, and I reckon our listeners
Yes.
are smiling, because you're laughing.
Yes, yes.
How interesting. So, as you say, it's an ancient tradition. Has Melbourne or Australia, our culture, picked up on the benefits of laughing for no reason, Chris?
Look, they have. You'll go to parks and things and you'll find people running laughter clubs. They're often called laughter yoga clubs. So they're all over the country. All the cities have got them, and a couple of the outer areas. And you'll see a group of people standing around in the park and often having belly laughs. And they'll do that sort of 15 to 20 minutes. And what you often find is at the end of it, you are genuinely laughing.
So can I go to one? Can I find one to a laughter yoga club and go and participate? They're out there. You just Google, I guess.
You just Google it. You can Google my website, laughterworks.com.au, and send me an email, and I'll help direct you to one. But, they're all over the place.
Do people think you're a bit nutty, laughing for no reason? Do you get most people are on board, or do most people say, no, I feel a bit silly laughing at nothing?
A lot of people do. Obviously, not the ones that have come along, but it's kind of interesting. I was in a busy intersection in Melbourne, a corner of Flinders and Swanston Street once, doing a shoot for a newspaper. And when the lights changed for the pedestrians to walk across, they got me to stand and laugh in the middle of the street with train station background. Now, the amount of hostility I got from people walking past was unbelievable. If I had
That's
been
a bit
there
of a
having
worry.
isn't it?
Yeah. So you're at a major intersection. I guess it's look, we all feel it. We're based here in the CBD. You go out there and everybody seems to be stressed out and you know in a hurry. So you're sort of pushing out positive vibes, and they're not liking it.
No. And if I'd been having an argument or a fight, everyone would have head down and walked past with maybe a slight little smile on their face, being glad it wasn't them. But the fact that I did this, I got people coming up to me going, "What are you laughing for?"
Right. I had a question for you that I can't think of it, but my mind was distracted by you remind me of a movie actually, which my kids watch, and I think it's Monsters Inc. Where have you seen this movie? It's sort of like a. Oh, you'll like this, Chris, because I reckon there's a bit of a message in this movie. It's Billy Crystal. It's been around for a long, long time. And is it Monsters, Inc.? And the children are being frightened by monsters. And in Monster Land, I'll get there. It sounds a bit weird. This is a very weird conversation, isn't it? In Monster Land, that fear generates their electricity and their power. Right? Yeah. But then they discover that if they make the kids laugh, the monsters, it's a better, purer energy. This is the movie, spoiler alert. So you made me think of that because really, as you say, for some reason we're drawn to a fight or something bad or negative. Why are we drawn more so to that and not to the positive vibe of laughter?
Yeah, well, actually, there is a good reason for that, and there's some great research that come out of the state that says that bad is stronger than good, and it turns out in terms of evolution, we've evolved to be. So the downside of getting something wrong is often much more severe than the upside of getting something right, if that makes sense. So, for example, if you see a coil of rope on the ground and you think it's a snake, you just don't pick up the coil of rope. Nothing bad happens. You think it's a coil of rope, pick it up.
Yep.
But if you see a snake on the ground and you think it's a rope, you'll get bitten.
Right.
So in evolutionary terms, we're much more, what they call it, loss averse. We're much more conscious of losses and much more triggered by fearful things than by good things. So they say that we're Velcro for bad and Teflon for good.
Right. So we've sort of evolved to have a brain which picks up danger more so because it's about survival.
That's right.
How interesting.
Right.
Now, Chris, we're going to go away for a tick. When we come back, I need to ask you the question: if you're feeling miserable, because I really want to give our audience that takeaway, thing, because people might be sitting at home, Chris, saying, well, if I feel miserable and I get up and things aren't perfect, how can I change that and make myself laugh? And maybe we can have a bit of a fun session and laugh for no reason when we come back from the commercial break. You've already done it.
Love to.
Maybe I should do it. I laugh all the time at bad dad jokes. All right, so we're talking to Chris about the benefits of laughter here on Australia Overnight. We'll return and find out more after these. Australia Overnight, Pat filling in for Alan Pearsall. We're talking to Cris Popp, who's a laughter expert. You're happy with that if I call you a laughter expert, aren't you, Chris?
Absolutely.
Now, what did I say before the break? I said, what about if people are feeling miserable? And I say that because, life throws curveballs at you all the time. It challenges you all the time and you don't feel like laughing. How do you change the tide and the flow, Chris?
I know. Look, and there's a lot to sort of worry about. I think the takeaway is that worrying and ruminating on it won't fix it. You got to do things about it. But let's get back to how you keep yourself in a good, positive state. I got a few little tips here. One's around gratitude. One's about appreciating what's work, and one's around laughter. So, Pat, is it all right if we run a little laughter session right now on air?
Go for it. I'm ready.
All right, so listeners and Pat and everyone, so just want to sit or stand wherever you are, pop your hands on your belly, and we're going to do a nice big belly laugh.
Sounds like Santa.
Excellent.
I love it.
And then you might move your hands up to just under your chest there, and it's a ha sound. So that's a ha.
Okay, I'll just get an image of all these people, all our truckies and cabbies who are listening while driving around, have just driven off the road because they've got the. But I'm with you. So put your hands on
just
your
one
chest.
Hand.
One hand on your chest.
One hand on your chest. Yep. And just
Come on, Nigel's my technical man. Nige, come on. We're all doing it.
and then on top of your head, and that's a he sound. So one hand on your steering, whatever you're doing, but the other one's
So hand on top of your head and the he?
Yeah.
Now this, for people just tuning in, this is an ancient Indian tradition, okay? They know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so I've done that.
So you might just move around here, ha, ho, 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 ha, ha, ho, 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 ha, and this will start a happy birthday for you.
Right. So you just go through the motions. That's what I'm hearing. Is that right? So no matter how you're feeling, just force yourself to go through those motions.
Yep.
And do you actually feel the energy starting to change in your body?
I can feel it already.
Yeah, wow.
You'll feel. And so you only need to do a minute or two. Now I've got friends. My mate does it in the shower in the morning. I do it when I look in the mirror and see myself and go, "My God, you're still there." If you're in a car driving to work, take a minute or two, turn off the radio, and just have a practice laugh. And really, within about a minute to 90 seconds, you'll start to feel the change.
Rodney Dangerfield, I'm going to try a joke here, Chris. When you say looking in the mirror, Rodney Dangerfield, who's that great comedian, said he went to the doctor and said to the doctor, "When I look in the mirror, doc, I feel sick in the stomach. I feel so sick in the stomach every morning when I get up and look in the mirror." And the doctor said, "Well, at least we know your eyesight's working." There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, so is there science behind this? Do we know it's doing good things to our brain and our body when we force ourselves to laugh at nothing?
They do. So they found that the effect for physiologically is pretty much the same as laughing at a joke. So your blood pressure will decrease. It's good for weight loss. Apparently, a good hearty laugh of 10 minutes is the same number of calories as a small chocolate bar.
Wow.
Yep, it's really good for your stressors. You know, often, Pat, when you've had an argument or a fight with a friend or a family member, you kind of know the fight's over when you go, "Oh, we went down the pub and we had a bit of a laugh about it," when you knew it was all right. You know, when you can laugh with a person about what happened,
yes,
it's finished. You know the conflict's finished.
Right, so that's a bit of a... what's your point there, that after it's finished, you feel those stress levels start to lower? And that's...
in terms of dealing with stress and conflict, having a good laugh about the thing that happened is how you know it's over.
Yes.
And they did a great study called the Nun Study, where they found that the happiest nuns, they were 5 times more alive at the age of 85 than the unhappy.
Right, so it makes you live longer. You can lose weight.
Makes you live longer.
It's good for stress levels. It sounds like it's a winner all round.
Yep.
Do you see a time when you go to the doctor and the doctor will say, really, the GP will say, "Now, I'm going to go home." They probably do say this, I reckon, in the behind closed doors. Just feel a bit happier and have a laugh and just try to not carry around so much sort of baggage in your head. Do doctors say that?
Yep. Well, sometimes we have these little scripts we give out in the Laughter Yoga Clubs where your prescription is go out and laugh for 10 minutes today.
Mm.
So tune into a program you like, look up a couple of jokes. It's just lighten up a bit. It's the shock absorber of life.
And I reckon music does that too in a similar way, doesn't it? Sort of lightens you up. Maybe you can listen to a song that you like. That's another way of doing it.
Yep.
All right,
I had a couple of other techniques there if you wanted those.
Yeah.
So you're talking about people getting up and not feeling that great. And one thing that's shown to work really well is a gratitude list.
Oh, yes.
So and again, there's quite a bit of science behind that, and they found the ideal amount of time to do it is once a week, 5 to 7 items. So it's pretty simple. Sunday nights, you might just sit down and write down what's 5 to 7 things you're grateful for. And, we live in a beautiful country with a pretty clean environment. It's pretty safe. There's a lot to be grateful for. It's just about shifting your thinking.
Yeah.
They found that doing it more than once a week decreased your happiness if you did it too many times. So once a week seems to be the right formula. It's an easy one to do.
Once a week, okay. Write a gratitude list. Now, this is an interesting question. Are you writing it with a pen on a notepad? Are you typing it? Because sometimes when you write, as you write a list with your hand, your brain's more engaged. Does that matter?
I think I don't know about the research of that, but the writing it seems to be important, not just saying it.
So
and
keep
feeling the gratitude.
And feeling the gratitude. All right.
You want to actually get in and feel it.
Okay.
I mean, I write it in scraps of paper sometimes. You don't have to keep the paper. The point is to write it down, and then you can look at it and you go, actually, there's a lot to be grateful for.
Yeah, well, I've seen some of these grateful lists, and you're right. Simple things like, I'm grateful that I'm, my lungs are working and my legs are working, and I'm grateful that Nigel's here this morning, and I'm grateful that I'm on the radio. I'm grateful that, family, and so you find things to be grateful for, and you write them down, and that's proven to do good things to your body.
It does a lot for your stress and your appreciation, and it shifts your focus away from worrying. That's the main thing, away from that negativity bias. That's the main thing about it.
And the question over the weekend, Chris, is what or who makes you laugh? So, we're talking about laughing for no reason, the Indian tradition, and I reckon the Chinese are onto it too. You see the Chinese in the park doing their body movements too, which is sort of a similar type thing, I think.
Tai Chi guy.
Tai Chi, yes. Getting your body in the right sort of, body language. Body language too. I remember seeing a great presenter, those TED Talk things they do. I can't think of her name now, but she became very...
Amy Cuddy from Harvard.
Amy Cuddy. If you haven't seen that TED, she became very famous, and she talks about using your body in certain ways to same sort of thing, to change the chemical setup in your body so you feel more confident and, go to the bathroom before a job interview and put your hands on your hips and look in the mirror and all that. And yeah, how interesting. It's the sort of stuff
you've nailed it, Pat.
Yeah, wow.
That's how the laughter works. So by going through the motions of laughter, you've got nothing to laugh about. You just have to do, and your body, it's a biofeedback mechanism. Your body thinks you're happy, and it starts to release all the feel-good hormones and repair repair your health.
Now, in our email exchange, Chris, we've worked out we're both St Albans boys from the wild west of Melbourne, where and it's not St Albans, it's Snorbans.
Snorbans. You've got it.
Can you imagine, what are you, I'm 45, are we similar sort of vintage? Maybe we went to school together.
I'm a bit older.
Are you? Okay. Can you imagine our parents getting their head around this? It's a new way of thinking, isn't it? It's sort of, I guess, have we discovered, it's interesting, we're saying it's an ancient Indian tradition on one hand, but really, in Western culture, this might freak a few people out.
It does. Look, and, maybe your parents are like mine, post-war migrants. They worried a lot. They came from scarcity, that kind of thing. And I've sort of got my mum to do it a bit, but she did have a bit of trouble getting into it. But what I find is that people have had some serious illness or some near-death thing. They don't care, man. They just like, does this work? Forget the rest of it. Let's start.
We're all going to be gone. I know it seems a bit morbid, but we're all here for a limited time. So there's that. Yeah. And my nonna, my Italian nonna, is in her 80s plus. Beautiful lady. Yeah. I've never seen her smile. I've never seen the Southern Italians. I'm exaggerating. I have, but the Southern Italians, they don't like to laugh or be happy because you're right. It's a different thing. It's a different world, mate. When after World War II and the poverty and all that. Yeah. Now, Chris, that has been wonderful. I appreciate your time. Give us your website again.
It's laughterworks, all one word, .com.au.
Laughterworks.com.au. And can people book you for like corporate gigs or if you're listening, they can just check it out. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Wonderful, Chris. I appreciate it, mate. That's been really fun. Thank you for the laughter session live on the radio, and we hope that we've helped some of our listeners with this new way of thinking. Good man. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you.